I never thought I'd see the day when the president of my HOA would call the cops on my wife, accusing her of trespassing on our own property, screaming for her arrest. And the craziest part, the moment those officers stepped out of their cars, the entire neighborhood and Karen herself realized they'd just picked a fight with the wrong family. That was the night everything changed. Act 1. The conflict begins. I live with my wife in a quiet lakefront home. At least it was supposed to be quiet. After serving years in the military, I came here for peace, for calm, for mornings with coffee on the porch. But peace and Karen don't belong in the same sentence. Karen, our HOA president, made it her mission to police every inch of this community. She strutted around with her clipboard blonde hair puffed up like a helmet, nose tilted high like the world owed her obedience. And the rules. She made them up as she went. One afternoon, she stormed up my driveway like she owned it, slammed a paper against my front door so hard it rattled the frame. "Your wife owes $300 to the HOA, she barked loud enough for the neighbors to peek out from behind their curtains. My wife stepped outside calm but fiery in her eyes. "We're not paying a fake fine. Show me where in the contract it says this." Karen's face turned beet red. "Don't argue with me. I'll call the cops right now and have you dragged out." Before I could say a word, she had her phone out dialing, shrieking into it. "We've got trespassers refusing to follow HOA rules. Send officers immediately." And just like that, our lives got thrown into a circus. Within minutes, a cruiser pulled up. Blue and red lights flashing against the lake neighbors, whispering, recording on their phones. Karen puffed out her chest like a queen about to watch her enemies kneel. She pointed at my wife like she was some criminal. "Arrest her." I clenched my fists, biting my tongue. I wanted to scream back, but part of me wanted to see how far Karen would take this. Act 2. Escalation and the twist. The officer stepped out, hand resting near his belt, eyes scanning. My wife stood her ground, arms folded. Karen shrieked, "Do your job." And then something strange happened. The officer's eyes landed on me. He froze mid-step. His face went pale, almost like he'd seen a ghost. His voice stuttered out, "Commander." Karen blinked. "Commander? What are you talking about? Arrest them?" The officer's hand dropped away from his belt. His shoulders straightened almost like he was standing at attention. "Sir, I didn't know this was your residence." Neighbors gasped. Karen's smirk faltered. She jabbed her finger at my wife, trying to regain control. "I'm the HOA president. I'm in charge here. They don't get to do whatever they want." But I could see at her confidence slipping, cracks forming. Still, I felt a twist in my gut. For a moment, I doubted everything. I thought, what if this doesn't matter? What if Karen really does control this community? What if standing up just makes things worse for us? Maybe I should have just paid that fine, kept my head down. Maybe I was risking too much. My wife touched my arm, steady voice whispering, "We have the truth. Don't let her win by making you doubt yourself." That was the jolt I needed, because just when Karen thought backup was coming for her, 2 more squad cars rolled in, sirens blaring, tires crunching the gravel. Karen smirked. "Now you'll see what happens when you mess with me." But then everything flipped. The new officer stepped out, saw me, and immediately saluted. Saluted. Karen's mouth fell open. Neighbors' phones went up even higher. You could hear gasps ripple down the street. "What are you doing?" Karen shrieked. "I told you to arrest them." The lead officer cut her off sharply. "You need to stop speaking right now." Karen's jaw dropped. She spun toward me, face-pale voice cracking. "Commander, what is going on?" My wife tilted her head calm as stone and said, "You really picked the wrong family, Karen." Karen stumbled back, clutching her phone like a lifeline. "He's just pretending. He doesn't look like any commander to me." But the officers weren't pretending. One of them pointed at her clipboard. "That fake HOA notice you delivered, that's called harassment. And the false police report you just made, that's a crime." Karen's face twisted with panic. "No, I'm protecting this community. I have every right to find them." That's when my wife pulled out the deed to our land. Calmly, she handed it to the officer. "Actually, this property doesn't fall under HOA jurisdiction. Not then, not now." The officer nodded. "It checks out." Karen's scream pierced the air. "That can't be true. I run this neighborhood." I finally stepped forward, voice low but cutting. "You run nothing. And the more noise you make, the deeper you're digging your own grave. Act 3. The climax and justice. Karen's rage boiled over. "No, you can't do this to me. I'll shut this whole place down." The officer moved closer, hand reaching for his cuffs. "Ma'am, you might want to stop talking." Karen jerked her arm back, shrieking, "Don't you dare touch me! I'll sue every one of you. I'll have your badges by tomorrow." Her voice cracked, desperation spilling out for everyone to see. The officers didn't budge. Another one raised his chest cam. "It's already recorded, ma'am. Every word, every threat, every lie." Karen's eyes widened, darting toward the crowd. "You're all witnesses. He's abusing power. This is a setup." But instead of backing her up, neighbors just stared. Some laughed. Some whispered. About time someone stopped her. Karen stomped her foot like a child, trembling. "No one will believe you." The officer didn't waste another second. He snapped the cuffs around her wrists. The crowd gasped, then murmured, then some even cheered. Phones were out capturing every second. Karen thrashed against the cuffs, screaming, "This isn't over. You'll regret this. I control this neighborhood." But the more she shouted, the weaker she sounded. The officer guided her toward the squad car as her voice cracked into shrill, panicked screams. She kicked, cursed, promised lawsuits, but no one believed her anymore. "Karen, you should have thought twice before trying to play with people's lives, especially mine," I told her as the door slammed shut behind her. And just like that, the self-proclaimed queen of the HOA was dragged away in front of everyone. Her reign was over. Closing line. Sometimes the loudest bully in the neighborhood is just one lie away from exposing themselves.